MMA Boxing Talk here, coming at you with another video. I just want to put out a quick video talking about a book I picked up today. I was at my parents' for supper tonight. Had a great supper, pad thai, it was delicious. My mom's an awesome cook. Now, after supper, just hanging out, talking to my dad and my mom, whatever, and all sorts of things. Then we start talking about boxing. I start telling my dad about the big fights that got made yesterday, Lomachenko Walters and Joshua Martin. So, we started talking about that, and it must have reminded my dad that I had left a book that he got me, because I moved out and got my own place last year, and I never brought this book to my new place. And that book I'm talking about is Four Kings. The book is obviously about one of the greatest boxing eras in the history of the sport, the 80s, with Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Thomas the Hitman Hearns, and Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran. The Four Kings. And these guys really were four kings. You got Marvelous Marvin Hagler, arguably one of the best middleweights of all time. A lot of people say that he is. Roberto Duran, from my knowledge, is the best, arguably the best lightweight of all time. I truly believe that Sugar Ray Leonard is the best welterweight of all time. And Thomas Hitman Hearns wasn't too far behind. He ended up getting a draw with Sugar Ray Leonard in 1989, so that just proves that obviously he wasn't too far behind Leonard, one of the greatest welterweights of all time. Hitman Hearns, he was awesome. They've got some great fights, and this era, what was so great about this era, and a reason maybe why they wrote this book just on this era, is the competitiveness. All these guys fought each other. All of them. Okay? Sugar Ray Leonard, he fought Duran 3 times. He fought Hearns twice. And he fought Hagler once. Hagler fought Leonard once. Fought Hearns once. Fought Duran once. Hearns fought Leonard twice. Hagler once. And Duran once. And Duran fought Hearns and Hagler once each, and fought Sugar Ray Leonard 3 times. So, I don't know how, I think it's 13 fights combined with these four kings, and it's phenomenal. Personally, it's my favorite era in boxing. I love it. I just love, how many times these guys have fought each other. There's lots of fights. They were all phenoms. They were all the best in their division, basically. My favorite fight. Obviously there's Hagler Hearns. That's that's a given. But another one, my second favorite, let's say, would be the first fight between Sugar Ray Leonard and Hitman Hearns. Both guys, were welterweight champs. Leonard had the WBC, and I'm pretty sure Hearns had the WBA. Hearns was undefeated, fighting Sugar Ray Leonard, who was 30-1, only losing to Duran, and he had already avenged that loss. So he only had one loss, which was to Duran, and these two guys squared off. 1981, 1981, Leonard Hearns won. And I was just Googled something real quick here, and it talked about, it was an awesome fight, by the way. Sugar Ray Leonard gets the TKO. I believe it's the 10th round. I want to go watch that fight and just rewatch it, because I remember it's an awesome fight. But I'm just reading here. Back then, the guarantees were believed to be huge by the financial measure at that time, With HBO buying the rights for the cable television, Leonard burst through the $10 million barrier, and Hearns came close to banking $8 million. And then it says, all manner of records were broken, and the 13,500 crowd blogged at $50 for the worst seats and hot dogs at $2 apiece. The worldwide TV audience exceeded 300 million. So that's all the U.S. Let's just say, that's a lot of people. So anyway, I just want to know anybody in the YTBC or anyone that loves boxing, if they've read this book, and just their thoughts on it. I can't wait to dive in and read this thing. And I also want to know which one of yours, which one out of all these fights, these 13 fights, what are your favorite fights? Obviously, like I said, there's Hagler Hearns. That's the one that sticks out, I think, in everyone's mind. If you think first, maybe, unless you think of Sugar Ray Leonard or what have you. But I want to know which fight you like the most, and just your take on this book if you've read it. Just wanted to put it out there. I love looking back in the history of boxing. It's got such a rich history. Boxing, it's phenomenal. It's absolutely remarkable. I love the stories. I love all the old fights, and one good thing about what I love about boxing compared to other sports is that boxing, whether it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 100 years ago, the game hasn't changed in the sense that you go into the ring and you fight. The point of it is, to finish your opponent, to stop them. That's the ideal. That's the goal, right? That's what you're looking for. Not all fighters do that. I understand everyone has a different style and what have you, but the fact is, 100 years ago or whatever, boxing was the same. You two guys stepping in and squaring off, mano y mano. Nothing's changed. So it's nice to look back. You can compare fighters now and then. Obviously, you got to take in consideration the the competitiveness, less competitiveness today. All these undefeated records. Really, most guys doesn't mean a whole lot. Doesn't mean that they are the best. So anyway, all four kings, have lost more than once. Okay, so just because you have a couple losses on your record, don't mean that you're not a legend or nothing, because obviously that ain't true if they wrote a book about these guys, And anyway, just want to put out a little video. If you like the video, subscribe. Let me know what your favorite fights are, in this golden era of boxing. One of the greatest eras ever. You gotta love it. Let me know what you think. MMA Boxing Talk. Peace.